My voice is still a little messed up from being sick, but we've got investments to talk about. Link in the description if you want to see the article referenced in this video. Here are my opinions. The top industry referenced for 2022 is biotechnology. Now, this industry does have a lot of potential, but there are some inherent risks as well. A lot of volatile companies in this industry. If you have specific expertise in biotech, you might want to play some individual companies, but for me, if I wanted biotech exposure, I would just buy an ETF. I view artificial intelligence similar to biotech. An ETF might be the best way to go. But if you want a pure play on AI, you might have to choose your own individual stocks. Or if you just want a company that uses AI as a part of their current and future business model, you could choose anything from Tesla to Apple. All of these technology companies will be using AI in one form or another. Number 3 on the list is green energy. And this one I'm not quite as keen on. And the reason why is because a lot of these companies are heavily dependent upon government subsidies. If the regulatory environment changes, it may completely destroy the prospects of a green energy company. And I do not like putting the sole fate of a company I'm invested in into the hands of the government. I want the companies I invest in to succeed or fail based on their own merits. Next up, we have real estate. Normally, I don't like putting a blanket statement on all of real estate saying it's not a good idea, but generally speaking, now I think that would be the case. There are REITs, home builders, and other ways to invest, but I think your money may be best served elsewhere. We've all seen property values increase rather quickly over the last couple of years. Things are looking a little bit bubbly, and in addition to that, we now know that the Federal Reserve is going to be increasing interest rates in 2022 and likely into the future as well, especially if inflation stays high like it has been. I think, again, your money may be best served choosing different investments at this time. I never invest in something just because it makes me feel good or I like what the company is doing. I invest in a company because I think I'm going to get a solid rate of return on my capital. A lot of this socially responsible investing that has become popular over the last several years really isn't investing. Let's just call it what it is. Charity. There's nothing wrong with this, but you do need to keep investing and charity separated in your mind and in your portfolio. Healthcare and pharmaceuticals. Now, this is an industry that I do like. It's a needs-based industry and it's not going anywhere. It might be worth picking up a company or two that you like or averaging into an ETF. Just make sure you're not overpaying for what you're getting. Next up, we have telemedicine. This is my favorite one on this list so far, and I wholeheartedly believe that telemedicine is the future. I've personally used Teladoc, so has my wife and many other people that I know. And while in-person office visits are not ever going to go away, I do think that much of what we do can be completed with a service like Teladoc. And I am personally waiting for the right price to get into Teladoc because I am such a fan of the business model. On to cybersecurity. This is an industry that's been growing in need. I think we've all seen massive data breaches in the news for various different companies over the last few years. And with each data breach, companies like CrowdStrike serve more and more of a purpose in the market. For a time, I did own CrowdStrike and made decent money, but I sold out of it to distribute that capital other places. But it might be time to look into CrowdStrike or other cybersecurity companies. In my opinion, cloud computing is one of the next technological frontiers that will one day become mainstream. Imagine, instead of having a computer sitting next to you doing all of the work that your computer does, all you have is a device that connects to the internet, and all of the computations and processes that go through a computer is done off-site somewhere. This has a number of implications and will become massive value for a lot of individuals and institutions in the future. Last up, we have Internet of Things. I must confess that this is one on the list that I don't know quite as much about. I do remember taking a class back in grad school where we discussed the basics and the fundamentals of the Internet of Things. But again, if this is something that you're interested in, go ahead and look deeper into it and see if you want to invest in a company or a variety of companies in this area. With that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far in the video, please like the video, comment down below, and consider subscribing. Until that next one, peace.